And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Hey extraordinary people, and welcome to a Halloween special. I'm Daniel, and tonight I'm going to talk about one of my favorite Disney Halloween films, The Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before Christmas was originally released in 1993 under Disney's Touchstone Pictures label, and while it was a moderate success at the box office, it's only become more popular every year, moving from having a cult following to being a full-on pop culture phenomenon. When I first saw The Nightmare Before Christmas, I didn't really get what all the hype was about. I loved the visuals, animation, and music, but I wasn't really impressed by the story or characters. However, upon further viewings, I've come to really love The Nightmare Before Christmas, and now I can easily say it's one of my favorite holiday films. So the film is based on a poem that Tim Burton wrote in 1982 while working as a Disney animator. He sold the rights to Disney to develop as either a short film or a television special, but Disney eventually decided the idea was too weird to really work, and fired Burton in 1984. However, in 1990, the new head of Walt Disney Studios, Jeffrey Katzenberg, who would later go on to found DreamWorks, liked Burton's idea and rehired him to produce it as an animated film. Since Burton was already directing Batman Returns, and didn't want to deal with the painstaking work of stop-motion animation, Henry Selick was brought on to direct the film. So The Nightmare Before Christmas opens in a circle of trees with holiday symbols on them, while a narrator introduces the concept of the holiday worlds. The Halloween door opens and we're taken to Halloween Town. This sequence is so cool.
Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night.
I've never heard a pumpkin scream, but I'm not sure I really want to.
It's our town, everybody scream!
This Is Halloween is probably the most well-known song in the film, and the visuals, camera movements, animation, just everything about this sequence is perfect. These 2D ghosts flying around, all the incredibly detailed characters, everything is so cool. I love all the lyrical imagery in the song too.
I am the one hiding under your stairs, fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair.
But this is my favorite line. We can't even see who's singing. We have no idea where their voice is coming from. Now that is creepy. And obviously, this image of Oogie Boogie on the moon is just awesome.
I am the shadow on the moon at night, filling your dreams to the brim with fright.
I also really like how they organically explain what Halloween Town is using the song instead of using exposition. It works really well and keeps the film from getting bogged down. The scene ends with one of the best character introductions ever as we meet our main character, the Pumpkin King, Jack Skellington. By the way, I want to know how they did those flames. Those look completely real. So everyone celebrates a successful Halloween and fawns over Jack, and we meet our other main character, Sally, a sort of Frankenstein's monster, who spends most of the movie trying to escape her creator, Dr. Finkelstein, and pining after Jack. Jack walks off alone except for his dog Zero, and sings about how bored he's grown of Halloween and how he wants more out of his life, while Sally watches from the shadows.
With the slightest little effort of my ghost-like charms, I have seen grown men give out a shriek. With the wave of my hand in a well-placed moan, I have swept the very bravest off their feet. I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired of the same old thing.
So Jack is voiced by Chris Sarandon, but his singing voice is provided by Danny Elfman, the composer and songwriter of the film, and a frequent collaborator with Tim Burton. The two of them do such a great job that you can't even tell the difference. This scene is great in general, but this shot is absolutely iconic. There's so much depth, emotion, and visual brilliance packed into it.
There's something out there far from my home, a longing that I've never known.
I also really appreciate how much emotion the animators can get out of Jack using just his empty eye sockets and mouth. It's very impressive.
If they only understood, he'd give it all up if he only could.
Jack, I know how you feel.
So the mayor of Halloween Town arrives at Jack's house the next morning to plan next Halloween, but Jack is nowhere to be found. It turns out that while wandering around in the night, he stumbled upon the holiday doors. Now, I have a couple questions about this scene. First, Jack doesn't come out through the Halloween door. He just walks up through the woods. So, how did the doors actually work? I don't know. My other question is, how did they possibly manage to get this shot of Jack's hand on the doorknob with his reflection but not the camera in the shot? That is seriously impressive. So Jack goes to the Christmas store and is transported to Christmas Town, and I love this shot of his face just lighting up when he sees it for the first time. Like I said, the way the animators can convey such emotion through such a simple design is really astounding. So Jack explores Christmas Town singing "What's This?", just basically having his mind blown the entire time.
I can't believe my eyes, I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack, this isn't fair! What's this? What's this? The hanging mistletoe. They kiss? Why, that looks so unique. This looks like fun, this looks like fun. Oh, could it be? I got my wish. What's this?
Now, a lot of people have made the joke that this movie is actually a commentary on how early they start selling Christmas decorations. But what's really hilarious is that's actually how Tim Burton came up with the idea for this movie. He would always see Christmas and Halloween decorations next to each other in stores every year. So one day he thought to himself, I should make a movie about this. Or I should supervise someone else making a movie about this and put my name on it. So meanwhile, the mayor and the rest of the town worry about where Jack is, and Sally once again escapes from Dr. Finkelstein. Jack returns and calls a town meeting to tell everyone about Christmas Town, but no one understands it.
Here, let me show you.
It's a bat!
Will it bend?
It's a rat!
Will it break?
Perhaps it's the head that I found in the lake. Listen now, you don't understand. That's not the point of Christmas Land.
So he decides to describe it in a way they will understand. I love his scary description of Santa Claus, Sandy Claus. It's really hilarious.
And I've also heard it told that he's something to behold, like a lobster, huge and red. And on a dark, cold night, on a full moonlight, he flies into a fog like a vulture in the sky.
And I especially love this expression he does at the end.
And they call him Sandy Claus.
So Jack tries to figure out how to explain Christmas to everyone and starts to do some experiments.
Interesting reaction. But what does it mean?
I know he has a book about the scientific method, but I really have to question what's in that book. Look at these equations. Chestnuts over an open fire divided by Bell times 12 over the square root of December 25th plus Sandy Claus equals Christmas. No wonder he can't figure any of this out. So Sally escapes again and gives Jack a gift basket. She then has a vision of a Christmas tree lighting on fire, telling her that Jack's Christmas will end badly. Meanwhile, Jack concludes that Christmas is simpler than he thought and doesn't need to be explained after all. He decides to take it over and starts assigning tasks to everyone in Halloween Town to help create Christmas. They still don't understand Christmas, but Jack pushes forward anyway.
How horrible our Christmas will be.
No! How jolly!
He gives the most important job, though, to Halloween Town's finest trick-or-treaters.
Look!
Shock!
Barrel!
That job, of course, is kidnapping Santa Claus, and Jack tells them to keep it an absolute secret and to leave their boss, Oogie Boogie, out of it.
Leave that no-account Oogie Boogie out of this!
They sing about kidnapping and torturing Santa Claus in what is simultaneously the most upbeat and disturbing song in the whole movie.
A better plan to catch this big red lobster man. Let's pop him in a boiling pot, and when he's done, we'll butter him up.
And of course, they plan to disregard Jack's instruction and just give Santa Oogie Boogie anyway.
Kidnap the Santa Claus, chop him into bits. Mr. Oogie Boogie is sure to get his kicks.
They ride off in a walking bathtub to get Santa, while Oogie Boogie waits in his hideout.
Sandy Claus.
Meanwhile, Jack continues to be unrealistically optimistic about his Christmas, and Sally tries to warn him that it will be a disaster.
There was smoke and fire.
That's not my Christmas.
Jack doesn't listen though and asks Sally to make him a Santa outfit. Lock, Shock, and Barrel return, but have kidnapped the Easter Bunny instead of Santa Claus. Jack realizes they went through the wrong door and gets angry at them, telling them to go back. I just love this face he makes at them. Lock, Shock, and Barrel go back to get Santa, and Halloween Town starts creating Christmas in their own image. I just want to comment on whatever this thing is, which somehow has a 360-degree mouth. The designs in this movie are seriously creative. Christmas Eve finally arrives, and Lock, Shock, and Barrel finally kidnap Santa. What took them so long?
Now, who could that be?
Trick or treat!
Huh?
Sally finishes making Jack's Santa outfit and tries to warn him again. As Jack tries to figure out what's missing from his outfit though, Lock, Shock, and Barrel return with Santa Claus. Jack tells Santa that he can relax and take Christmas off, and then takes Santa's hat, realizing that was what was missing from his outfit. He tells Lock, Shock, and Barrel to keep Santa comfortable, which is kind of contradictory considering that he also told them to kidnap him, but of course they just take him to Oogie Boogie. I really have to question why Jack would even trust them in the first place. We finally meet Oogie Boogie, and this scene is really cool.
Well, Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
The neon colors contrast really well with the grays and muted colors of Halloween Town, and create an atmosphere that's really visually striking and intimidating. I also love these little touches like the spiders coming out of his eyes or his snake tongue, and these 2D animations in the background. Oogie Boogie starts to play a game of chance with Santa's life on the line, and Jack starts to get ready to take off in his sleigh.
'Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.
Sally creates a fog to keep Jack from taking off, but Jack realizes that Zero's nose can light his way, and they take off. Sally sings about the bad feeling she has about Christmas, and her unrequited love for Jack, in what's probably one of the most depressing songs in a Disney movie.
And will we ever end up together? No, I think not. It's never to become, for I am not the one.
Jack starts to distribute presents, and we get one of my favorite reveal shots in any movie.
And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Merry Christmas!
So Jack's presents start wreaking havoc, and of course, people start freaking out and calling the police. The residents of Halloween Town watch from a magic pool, and the way they cheer over somehow hearing this news report over Jack's mangling and mocking of Christmas really makes me wonder how Jack just never got how much they fundamentally misunderstand what he's trying to do. Eventually, the military is called in to shoot Jack down, and Sally runs off to find the real Santa.
They're celebrating! They're thanking us for doing such a good job!
Wow, Jack sure is naive. Sally finds Oogie Boogie's lair suspiciously fast. I have to wonder, did she know where they're taking him? She attaches one of her legs to distract Oogie Boogie, and what is he slicking back? He doesn't have any hair. Anyway, Sally detaches her hands and sends them down to free Santa, but Oogie Boogie catches on and captures both of them.
Who's next on my list? Ah, little Harry and Jordan.
So Jack's delivering presents to the entire world, and his list only lists people by their first name. I don't really have a comment about that, I just want to point it out. So Jack is shot down, and the citizens of Halloween Town think he's dead. Or more dead, I guess.
And since I am dead, I can take off my head.
You must be double dead!
The police announce that Santa Claus is still missing, and Christmas will have to be cancelled. Jack lands in a graveyard, because where else would he land, and sings about his failure and how he only wanted to do something great.
And nobody really understood that all I ever wanted was to bring them something great.
He makes peace with his failure, though, and returns to Halloween Town to set things right. Jack immediately goes to Lock, Shock, and Barrel's hideout, and hears Sally calling for help. Oogie Boogie tries to kill Sally and Santa, but Jack is able to get the drop on him.
Bye-bye,
Doll face.
and Sandman. What the?
Oogie tries to kill Jack with this really cool set piece, but Jack pulls a string holding Oogie Boogie's skin together, revealing a mass of bugs underneath.
How dare you treat my friends so shamefully!
Honestly, this would have to have been such a nightmare to try to animate. It's honestly very impressive it looks this good. The bugs fall into the flames underneath, and Jack apologizes to Santa for trying to take his holiday. Santa leaves to fix Christmas, and Jack returns to Halloween Town. Santa sets things right and flies over Halloween Town, making it snow and bringing them an actual Christmas. Jack and Sally declare their love for each other, and the film ends.
We're simply meant to be.
So The Nightmare Before Christmas is a really great film. The visual effects are revolutionary, the film's singularly creative concept of Halloween taking over Christmas is particularly inspired, and the film's music and simple, straightforward storytelling give it a timeless feel. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I wasn't particularly impressed with the film's story or dialogue when I watched it for the first time. But honestly, the straightforwardness and simplicity only add to the film's charm, keeping it from feeling dated. It's easy to see how this is a film that many people enjoy watching every year, and most likely will keep watching for years to come. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a like, subscribe, and remember that you're extraordinary. I love all of you so much. Bye!